The revelations you witness cannot be explained through conventional logic. Truths will be revealed that have been concealed at all costs. Don't ignore the unusual phenomena happening across the globe. Stay curious about the background images that appear on your media device. Become aware of the interdimensional environment that surrounds the Earth and its satellites, and become aware of what this realm looks like. We are connected and intertwined with the very fabric of the cosmos. Get ready to witness real-time ecological events seen across the planet by many, yet troubling images in the background often go unnoticed. Notice the background images and the many colors that appear around the tornado spinning over the ocean. Watch the lightning strike in these original clips and notice how the background images come to life. The background images represent the hidden, elusive, and invisible realm that we've all heard about but never seen. A crystal clear view of this realm will be revealed alongside the original image. After this clip, get ready to dive into the interdimensional realm that has gone unnoticed and viewable in the background images appearing in the sky and seen by people worldwide, yet gone unnoticed. Witness the hidden beauty of this invisible realm and prepare to marvel at its magnificence through close-up images.
Storm watches were quickly issued from South Santee River to Cape Fear. Wind speeds rose sharply, reaching 50 miles per hour as Chantal closed in. Despite its sluggish pace, the storm concealed a brewing threat. It masked its intensity under calm appearances, but radar showed dangerous circulation patterns nearing landfall with growing precision. It had been officially named, prompting immediate alerts across coastal regions. Forecasters raised concerns as the storm began drifting northwards low but gaining power. Communities along the shoreline were suddenly placed on high alert.
You are now stepping into the interdimensional realm, uncovering puzzles of untold stories, forgotten histories carved in stone, submerged beneath oceans, and locked away in indecipherable coded texts. As you step into this world, I promise it will spark deeper questions, and nothing will be quite as it appears. The revelations you encounter will defy conventional logic and explanation. What we perceive as unimaginable natural climate forces turn out to be a carefully controlled climate event. With the understanding of this interdimensional phenomenon, keep watching as the weather forecasters describe and showcase the climate event in real time, which is displayed in the lower corner. The corresponding interdimensional view reveals what is contained in this space and what it represents at any given moment. Continue watching.
Are charging off to, you could say that they're moving along a boundary, they're stalled, and that's a big part of the problem. And it looks like that in Memphis as that heavy rain continues to come down. The problem here is that it's going to be awfully difficult.
Observe the base of the tornado and witness the interdimensional machinery interacting with it. Not only does this interdimensional environment occupy space, but it also engulfs our man-made surroundings, including our clothes, leaving only our human outline visible. The entire infrastructure of biomachinery surrounding the tornado operates in constant motion, never slowing down or stopping. With this rapid movement, changes happen instantly. Get ready to witness the real-time activities occurring inside of the tornado and observe the tornado outline activities as objects interface and connect to the interdimensional realm. As you admire the view, pick a target to focus on, as the image will gradually unveil details that weren't visible before. Incredible phenomena are appearing all over the world. This is Russia, real-time footage. As you continue to mesmerize at the view, recall what you previously observed and compare. There's a lot to take in, so consider starting at the center and then moving to the right or left top edge. From there, scan across while observing the connections until you reach the bottom. Afterward, repeat the process, beginning at the bottom and working your way up, observing the flows and connections made. Notice how the man-made structures seem to dissolve into the cosmic flow, leaving no visual trace of their existence as distinct objects. If you think this is amazing, get ready to view a stunning flotilla of fireworks from this recent celebration. In the next images you can also see how human beings are portrayed in this environment as they gather to watch the fireworks. Focus closely on the head and all its parts. Keep watching as each rendering shows more and more details of what is contained within the structure. This is a common view of the invisible structure in the sky. I've named this structure the humongous stencil sheet, and the various shapes within it, I have named these areas sheets. The sheets within the massive stencil may seem empty at first glance, but heads up, they're actually packed and layered with biological infrastructure. In this environment, humans display a light-filled outline around their physical form. One of the most amazing realizations is that X-ray observation capabilities of the human body is a reality in this realm. Even more amazing is that this capability also exists in pictures, yes, pictures, where objects move and processes are activated, capturing the activities happening at the moment the image was taken. Amazing. Also, heads up, there is no physical representation of what we recognize as our skeletal frame, instead, it is replaced by biomechanical machines. Maintain awareness that the man-made clothes that we wear dissolves, revealing the dimensional visualization of the human origin. Continue watching and realize the true origins of mankind. We were created by a super-intelligent being or beings, possibly multiple entities. Our physical makeup is truly, undeniably amazing. And on top of that, our skin casing, yes, the very skin that encases everything, creates the illusion of what we recognize, like bones, the heart, lungs, brain, intestines, and so on. What a realization! How this is done is out of this world, and we have no inkling of this reality at all. On June 2, 2025, Italy's Mount Etna erupted in what was described as one of its most violent events in recent history. A drone view shows volcanic steam rising from a crater of Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano in Italy. Credit goes to Reuters photographer. Scientists are currently discussing the potential link between volcanic eruptions and seismic activity, particularly in geologically intricate areas such as the Mediterranean basin. In the meantime, explore the origins of volcanic activities on the planet and the fascinating phenomena occurring within the lava flow. In the following views, notice where the fire originates and how the flames flow downward, defying the common illusion that flames always rise. How fascinating! Continue watching. Mount Etna blows several puffs of smoke rings into the sky. April 9, 2024. Sicily's Mount Etna, the tallest active volcano in Europe, drew attention not because of a volcanic eruption, it's blowing circular rings of vapor from its top. Observe the perfectly shaped ring within the interdimensional environment. The rings appear to be deliberate, but for what purpose? The visualization failed to show how the rings dissipated, making their purpose unclear. Official reports confirmed that 20 people were injured by a lightning strike while swimming at Myrtle Beach. Authorities mentioned it was a bright and sunny day when the lightning struck the water. Learn about what actually happens when lightning strikes hits the ocean.
Crazy lightning strike, 18 people hit. Check it out.
Each year, around 40 million lightning strikes hit the ground across the United States. I captured these images frame by frame directly from the cell phone the person is holding. Lightning strikes are a widely recognized hazard and rank among the top causes of accidental fatalities globally. Unfortunately, lightning hazards rarely grab international media attention due to their infrequency and the relatively low number of casualties in each incident. We need to reconsider everything we believed we knew about lightning strikes. A recent headline from 2 weeks ago reported an unexpected lightning strike at an archery event, which killed one person and injured 15 others. The National Weather Service reports that there have been 12 lightning fatalities in 2025 so far. Continue watching and discover how the invisible interdimensional realm contributes to the event and the sequence of activities that actually occurs when lightning strikes. Fireworks represent a booming good time to reel in memories, tasty bites, and mesmerizing visuals. That perception persists in this burst of shapes and colors. Witness first-handed the mesmerizing spectacle of fireworks exploding in the interdimensional invisible realm. How amazing! Continue watching. As you take in these mesmerizing views, observe the firmament structure, notice the accordion-like projection and the intricate layers of depth. Beneath the surface lie numerous formations, each containing unique structures with depths beyond imagination, truly unexplainable. Structure that never ceases its motion. I have observed the flow of this structure that I have named the humongous stencil sheet. The flow and movement of this structure occur as it shifts left, right, up, and down in a perpetual movement. This activity alters the infrastructure presence, or to be clearer, the objects that previously occupied the space has been replaced with another object as viewed earlier in the pictures of the moon transiting the sky. That structure was the horizon, the firmament. It is everywhere. Remember, a picture is a snapshot in time only. Take an in-depth look at snapshots showcasing the appearance of the firmament captured from the footage previously viewed, the futuristic machinery, the power pebbles, the underwater machinery and all the other indescribable areas. Sit back and take in these views of the horizon line. You will see in details, close-up non-disputable evidence of the firmament. If this is your first time visiting, you can catch up by viewing past content. Be amazed when you see for the first time activities happening between the firmament horizon line and the ocean. People, it is sucking up water, the infrastructure at the bottom of the firmament. We have always been told that there is a line that separates the heaven from the earth, but no one has ever on this planet showed you this event until now. Observe as the water is drawn into the firmament line machines, and transformed into multicolored pebbles of various sizes, and directed into a chilling chamber, yes, a chilling chamber. The pebbles are then moved throughout the structure, and that's how hail is formed. Machines release the ice pebbles. Be aware that you are gazing at what we refer to as the sky, the vast expanse, the firmament, the heavens, or the unseen realm. The magnificent clouds we see floating in the sky are created by these machines. The smoke released into the environment, which we know as space, is absorbed into what appears to look like colorful pebbles and then processed and moved throughout the structure. In this terrestrial environment, X-ray capabilities exist in pictures, yes pictures, and in addition to that realization real-time activities are activated. This picture will show you the activities that are happening under the water of the horizon line. Credit goes to the weather hunter who captured this phenomenon. UFOs seem to appear at every climate event, without exception. They maintain a staging platform around outdoor streetlight fixtures. They commonly appear as a round white or clear translucent orb, or undescribable shapes that instantly morph before your eyes. The orb shape acts as a force field, containing a 1-inch spacecraft. These entities aren't solid, they can move and wiggle like worms, so get ready to see that in action later on. Now, watch the original footage closely, and you'll notice the orb entity moving around the area. This UFO image appears daily in the media, yet no one seems to notice it, it goes unnoticed time and again. Is the population programmed to ignore these sightings? As this entity moves through the dimensional structure, observe how the blank sheets instantly fill with machines. Keep watching as numerous UFO entities appear. Pay attention to the captions guiding your focus to the area of interest. This will help you to catch their appearance. Get ready to spot 2 UFOs appearing on the right side, one at the top and one at the bottom. Follow the captions. They instantly cloak themselves after such appearances. Keep an eye out for sudden appearances. Become aware of the entity's presence so that you can become conscious of their presence. Content creators, take another look at questionable views you've recorded or may have overlooked in the past. Observe the activity of this stationary entity as it transforms into various shapes, much of which will appear in your footage. Do not ignore these visions. I named this shape Bunox, yes, Bunox, because it resembles a pair of binoculars. If you're not paying attention, it's time to start. History is filled with gaps waiting to be uncovered. Secrets are being revealed that we struggle to comprehend. Let's expand our curiosity beyond what we've always been taught. It's time to question everything and open your eyes to truths that might just shock you. The discoveries will challenge your beliefs and change the way you view the cosmos, the world, and all its inhabitants, including UFOs. We are in contact with the invisible realm, an unseen vision that transcends what human eyes can perceive. Everything is interconnected and vibrates within the same realm. Continue watching and see more amazing activities. You are witnessing a tornado spiraling over water in the United States of America. With the insights gathered so far, take a closer look at the phenomena inside and outside this colossal tornado. The tornado and the underwater machinery seen are breathtaking. And as always, keep an eye out for UFO entities. They tend to resemble cattails, the foliage commonly found on beachfronts. Continue watching. Tropical storm Chantal has made landfall on the east coast, impacting the Carolinas. Chantal marks the third tropical storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, following Andrea and Barry, which both occurred in June. The heaviest rainfall, ranging from 4 to 8 inches, hit a small area stretching from Wilmington, North Carolina, to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The National Weather Service issued tropical storm warnings and flood advisories for the regions. Flash flooding continued to be a concern as rain bands from Chantal made their way inland. Tropical storm Chantal eventually weakened into a tropical depression after making landfall near Litchfield Beach. Take a look inside the eye of the storm and witness this phenomenon like never before. Experience real-time captures of the intense power and swirling wind forces as a hurricane moves across the ocean. While meteorologists have trouble figuring out what happens inside tornadoes, we know the chaos includes destructive whirlwinds. You've probably seen plenty of videos and photos of tornadoes from a distance, but how do they look from the inside? The answer is a bit more complex than it seems. Check it out and explore the unexplainable. Awareness of this interdimensional phenomenon makes you reconsider the belief that the unimaginable and devastating weather events happening across the globe are caused by man-made pollution. In reality, these extraordinary unnatural climate forces appear to be part of a carefully controlled interdimensional agenda. Keep watching this real-time footage, as each view unveils what lies within the areas at any given moment. You will encounter UFO entities appearing, so take time to familiarize yourself with the various shapes they can instantly shift into. Now that you are aware of the firmament and the horizon line, take a look at what is in the areas just above the horizon line. As water is drawn from the ocean, it is moved to specific areas. One such area is a chilling room or cold room, where frost clings to the containers. Oh yeah, these containers, which appear to be clear, are force fields that encapsulate the water pebbles, which I have named power pebbles. With that understanding, keep exploring the fascinating process where water is transformed into pebbles of various colors and sizes, then stored within a translucent force field resembling the shape of a cylinder. Everything is entirely biological. There are no solid structures. Being literate in computer technology is essential these days, so make sure you're part of the evolution. At first glance, this image brings to mind the visual of a computer chip embedded on a motherboard. There are many types of computer chips, such as those that provide RAM memory, integrated circuit chips, semiconductor chips, and the most important chip, the CPU, the central processing unit, often considered the brain of a computer. This interdimensional structure presents questions about cosmic forces beyond the human imagination. Everything seems to function effortlessly, adapting to the needs of the moment, which we often perceive as magic. Keep watching and notice the similarities between man-made computer chips and the objects visible on this structure. Stop ignoring background images that are becoming more prominent or undeniable in visuals. Stay curious and take a closer look. Point of interest, the steeple. In this view, some areas appear to be blank. Focusing on the steeple illustrates my point. Everything, meaning the activities of the firmament, appears to work seamlessly, adapting effortlessly to the moment's needs, which we often perceive as magical. As the ever-moving firmament passes the steeple, countless configuration changes happen instantly. The same phenomenon occurs with humans. As the firmament flows past our physical form, there are many configuration changes. In a documented view, it shows the firmament machine attachment pulling the human skin and we feel nothing. This environment sustains our very existence. Keep observing and incorporating the newly acquired knowledge into the visuals. While on a day trip through the countryside, a UFO, just half an inch in size, zipped across the road in front of the car and instantly transformed into an incredible spacecraft. Take a look. For more in-depth details, check out my documentary UFOs Are Here. The entity, less than half an inch in size, darted into view and instantly vanished. Amazingly, it reappeared over my shoulder in the sky as we continued traveling down the road. Take a look at my documentary, UFOs Are Here, for more detailed views of this entity. Right now, thousands of people around the world are being evacuated due to severe flooding.
Okay, Cuba boys, here we go. Just give the damn stapler back. I'm tired of it. I give up.
Storm watches were quickly issued from South Santee River to Cape Fear. Wind speeds rose sharply, reaching 50 miles per hour as Chantal closed in. Despite its sluggish pace, the storm concealed a brewing threat.
Major floods and high winds are attributed to torrential downpours, especially in coastal regions. This next event will give you a new perspective on how strong the winds have become and the risks it poses to humanity as we venture outdoors during weather storms. The original clip will play at the recorded speed, followed by a slowed-down version. At a slower speed, you can notice more details, and indeed, I noticed numerous details that were hidden or obscured from humanity in the original views. Take a look. Many UFOs are penetrating her body as she dangles in the wind, clutching tightly to the tree. These entities appear as shadows or reflections created by a light source. This could be deceptive, so stay alert to such tactics. The yellow vehicle parked by the tree that she is swinging from has several UFO entities attached to it. They are the luminous spots. Watch their activity as the girl swings in their direction. The contacts made were mainly to her lower body, her stomach, her side. The red entity penetrated her butt. These entities can conduct medical examinations on us in the time it takes to place one foot in front of the other while walking. The exam is completed before your next foot touches the ground or floor. As you observe the circular illuminated objects, they are not shadows. Keep watching. In Mammoth, Wyoming, home to Yellowstone National Park, one of the oldest and most active geothermal areas and a favorite spot for visitors, an earthquake recently shook the region. Recently, a magnitude 4.9 earthquake struck near Yellowstone Steamboat Geyser in Wyoming close to the Norris Geyser Basin. According to the National Park Service, Norris Geyser Basin has featured thermal activity for at least 115,000 years. Seismologists reported that some residents in the Yellowstone region felt the tremors. Seismologists emphasize that the earthquake is typical for the Yellowstone region and does not indicate any significant unrest, the agency stated after the quake. According to the National Park Service, the Norris Geyser Basin boasts some incredibly extreme geothermal features. Keep watching and use the knowledge gained to interpret the views that unfold. Keep observing humans as they encounter the realm of invisibility. We were created by a superintelligent being or beings, more than one entity. Our actual physical makeup is absolutely amazing. And on top of that, the skin casing, yes, the skin casing covering all of this gives an illusion of what we are familiar with seeing, such as bones, heart, lungs, brains, intestines, and so on. When the illusion of skin fades away, our true essence is unveiled. This is what we are, biomechanical machines, unaware and unmindful of the reality around us. This is Jelly Ray, an entity that attached to streetlight fixtures worldwide. This particular light fixture is about 16 feet from the door. The entity also serves as a staging area where thousands of miniature UFOs are racked and stacked into chambers. Get ready to experience the launch of over 80 spacecraft into space and listen to the incredible sounds they produced. Lower your volume when alerted to do so. You are watching miniature spacecrafts glide gracefully through space, circling the street light fixture that Jelly Ray is attached to. Continue watching. And conscious of our intentions, keep that in mind. I have not identified a pilot, and I don't think that I have the conscious ability to see that realm yet. Little do we realize that creative manifestation of the movie entertainment segment of our activities, whether TV or movies, was preparing us for a day of realization. Of lower the volume on your device alert is coming up. Follow the captions, you will see many shapes, colors, and sizes of the spacecrafts, and you will also hear the actual sounds generated by the amazing spacecraft as they executed maneuvers. There are no other words to explain this activity here on Earth. Observe a few pictures captured from that real-time event. These images may trigger an instant comparison to scenes from sci-fi movies created by mankind. This revelation may lead us to realize that self-awareness can indeed be achieved by machines. Continue watching. Being aware is the first step toward understanding. The areas covered are listed, with one exception: airliners falling out of the sky. This activity depends on weather conditions and requires awareness. Once again, I can show you better than I could ever explain what I witnessed. Before I begin, I want to dedicate this next presentation to the memory of those who lost their lives that day. I am referring to the Air India Flight 171 crash in June 2025. Which resulted in the loss of 260 lives, leaving only one survivor. To the families of the pilots and the designer of the aircraft, the pilots executed magnificently and are superheroes. The airplane design maintained its structural integrity and the electronic technologies held to its standards, and the airliner did not waver or crack. Let me say it again, then see for yourself. The structural integrity was maintained, and the electronic technologies held to its standards and did not waver, crack, wobble, or shake, and the pilots kept the plane steady the entire time. Now, witness the relentless forces of nature that battered the aircraft, along with other indescribable events and activities unfolding in the interdimensional realm in real time. Yes, real time, and you can see without doubt what actually happened. These activities attributed to its downfall. For more detailed, up-close, X-ray vision information about this incident, check out my content covering this tragic airliner crash.